10 Best Picks presents the top 10 best smart TVs. Starting at number 10. HISENSE H8G Quantum. The HISENSE H8G is a very good budget TV and a nice upgrade over its predecessor, the HISENSE H8F. It has a VI panel with a high contrast ratio and a full array local dimming feature, allowing it to produce deep blacks for a great dark room viewing experience. It has decent reflection handling and can overcome glare easily in bright environments. There's very little blur in fast-moving content, as it has a quick response time and an optional black frame insertion feature to further improve motion clarity. Its input lag is low enough for most casual gamers. However, it doesn't support any advanced gaming features like variable refresh rate technology. Also, while it has a good color gamut to produce rich and saturated colors in HDR content, it doesn't get quite bright enough to truly make highlights stand out, especially if you're viewing in a well-lit room. On the upside, its Android TV interface is easy to use, and there are tons of apps available in the Google Play Store. The HISENSE H8G is an upper mid-range TV in HISENSE's 2020 lineup. It sits below the HISENSE H9G and above the HISENSE H6570G. Its main competitors are other budget TVs, like the TCL6 Series R635 2020 QLED, the Vizio M7 Series Quantum 2020, and the Samsung Q60 Q60T QLED. The top half of the back is metal, while the bottom half, where the inputs are housed, is made out of textured plastic. There are hooks for cable management, which is something 2019's HISENSE H9F doesn't have. The HISENSE H8G is a very good TV for most uses. It's great for watching movies in dark rooms thanks to its excellent contrast ratio and full array local dimming feature. The HDR experience is a bit limiting as it can't get quite bright enough to bring out some highlights. However, it has a good response time and very low input lag for gaming, and it's a good choice for watching TV shows or sports. It can get bright enough to combat glare, but you quickly lose image accuracy when viewing from the side. At number 9. Sony Bravia X950H. The Sony X950H, also sold as the X90CH at Costco, is a great 4K TV for nearly any type of content. It has a VI panel with an excellent contrast ratio and a full array local dimming feature that makes blacks look even better in the dark. It's well suited for bright rooms as it has decent reflection handling and gets bright enough to easily overcome glare. It displays fast-moving scenes with minimal blur thanks to its quick response time and optional black frame insertion feature. Gamers should be happy with its low input lag, which remains low even when playing in 4K with 10-bit HDR. Unfortunately, the advertised variable refresh rate support is not yet functional. Also, its viewing angles are quite narrow, so images look washed out when viewed from the side. The Sony X950H is a mid-range LED TV that replaces both the Sony X850G from 2019 and the Sony X900F from 2018, and it sits just right below the Sony X950H in the 2020 lineup. It competes with the Samsung Q70 Q70T QLED, Vizio P Series Quantum 2020, and the LG NANO90. The Sony X950H has a sleek design, very similar to the Sony X950H. The metal feet are simple and hold the TV well, although you can't adjust their position to suit smaller tables. The back has some visible screws in the corners, but overall the TV looks nice and should look good in any living room. The Sony X950H is a great TV for mixed usage. Its picture quality is great thanks to its excellent contrast ratio, high peak brightness, and wide color gamut. HDR content also looks good, with rich colors and highlights that pop for the most part. Gamers should appreciate its fast response time and low input lag, although VRR support is currently missing. Unfortunately, it's less suited to watching with larger groups because it has narrow viewing angles that make the image look washed out from the side. Number 8 of my list. Samsung Q950T 85-inch. The Samsung Q950TS represents part of the company's latest and most concerted attempt to persuade the buying public that a massive and massively overspecified TV is not only reasonable but actually quite a sensible proposition. That's a bit of a tough sell for two reasons. For one, 8K TVs are horribly expensive and, for another, there being next to no native content available. But Samsung does, at least, seem to be attempting to democratize this technology inasmuch as it seems to want to keep the price of its 8K TVs just the right side of preposterous. Yes, 8K cameras exist, and yes, Netflix has apparently used one to develop some content. And yes, if this summer's Tokyo Olympics don't succumb to coronavirus paranoia, then Japanese broadcaster NHK plans to broadcast the entire shebang in 8K. But really, 8K content in any meaningful quantity still looks a long way off. Honestly, expectations are low when it comes to a TV's design. As long as the screen is big and the bezel isn't, that's pretty much job done. A 75-inch screen is big in anyone's language, and Samsung has managed to wrap it in what is genuinely the briefest bezel ever seen on a production TV. At 2mm thick, it's virtually non-existent, and if you sit a sensible distance from this TV, it genuinely does disappear from view. As party tricks go, this is a good one. Coming at number 7. HISENSE 10 Lira series. Most TVs we review at MAG are emissive displays. This means the flat panels themselves produce light. They work very well, but there's a limit to how big a panel you can make before it becomes prohibitively expensive. Once you get past around 75 inches, price tags start to grow faster than the TVs themselves. If you want a really big screen, you need a projection system. HISENSE's Laser TV is a television by name, but it's really a short-throw home theater projector paired with a projection screen specifically designed for it. On one hand, it's a very expensive TV at $9,999.99. On the other hand, it produces a massive, bright 100-inch native 4K picture that no consumer LCD or OLED can offer. It's also completely functional straight out of the box thanks to its short-throw design and included screen, and packs a surprisingly powerful audio system to boot. The HISENSE Laser TV consists of 3 parts: the projector, the screen, and the subwoofer. Since all 3 are included as a single product, setting up the Laser TV is a simpler and more direct process than most home cinema projection systems, where the screen must be purchased separately from the projector. The short-throw design also means you can simply place the projector immediately below the screen instead of setting up a ceiling mount platform several feet from the screen. The lens sits in a tapered recess on the top panel, angled up and forward. A metal band runs at an angle around the sides of the projector, creating a silver lip near the bottom front and forming a spoiler-like raised section near the top back. The HISENSE Laser TV is a short-throw home theater projector that can produce a bright, colorful 100-inch picture on its own screen. At number 6. Samsung UN85 TU8000FXZA. The Samsung TU8000 is an entry-level budget TV from Samsung's 2020 lineup, also sold as the TU8200 at Walmart. Despite lacking a local dimming feature, it displays deep blacks thanks to its outstanding contrast ratio and remarkable black uniformity, making it best suited to watching dark content in a dark room. While it supports HDR10+, it doesn't deliver a satisfying HDR experience because its color gamut is somewhat limited and it doesn't get bright enough to bring out highlights in HDR content. Unfortunately, it also has narrow viewing angles, so the image looks washed out when viewed from the sides, but this is expected from a VI panel. On the upside, it has a decent response time that results in clear motion and a remarkably low input lag for a responsive gaming experience, but there's no variable refresh rate support. The TV has an excellent design. It's similar to Samsung's entry-level TV in the QLED lineup, the Samsung Q60 QLED, except its borders are a slightly darker shade of gray. Overall, it has a simple and modern design with thin bezels. The feet are inserted into the TV itself, so you don't need to screw them on. The Samsung TU8000 is a decent TV for a variety of uses. Its high contrast ratio produces deep blacks, so it performs well in dark rooms. However, it doesn't get very bright, so highlights fail to pop in HDR, and it may struggle with glare in bright rooms. On the upside, gamers should appreciate the low input lag and decently fast response time. For more information and price, Check out the product links in description underneath the video. Halfway of my listed number 5. LG OLED 55G XPUA GX. The LG GX is a new TV in LG's 2020 lineup with a unique gallery design. It's a very thin TV that comes with a wall mount instead of a stand, and it's meant to sit flush against a wall. Picture quality is excellent. Like any OLED, it can individually dim pixels, resulting in an infinite contrast ratio and perfect black uniformity. It displays a wide color gamut for HDR content, but it has an aggressive automatic brightness limiter, so large areas aren't bright. It has variable refresh rate support, a near-instant response time, a black frame insertion feature, and low input lag for gaming. Unfortunately, like any OLED, it has the risk of permanent burn-in, which can be an issue if you watch content with static elements all the time, like the news, but it shouldn't pose too much of a problem if you watch varied content. Lastly, it has wide viewing angles, which is great for wide seating arrangements. The LG GX OLED is a high-end TV in LG's OLED lineup. It's a new TV in 2020, and it sits right below the LG WX, which is an even thinner TV that comes with an external box instead of having the inputs on the TV. Its main competitors are the LG CX OLED, the Sony A8H OLED, and the Samsung The Frame 2020. The back of this TV is made out of metal. In the photo, there's a cover where the dedicated wall mount goes, and you can also VESA mount it if you choose. There's an L-shaped panel covering the inputs, and it allows you to route wires to the center of the TV if you wall mount it. There's also cable management through the optional feet. The LG GX OLED is an amazing all-around TV. It's an ideal choice for watching movies in a dark room because of its nearly infinite contrast ratio and perfect black uniformity. Gamers should enjoy the 120Hz refresh rate, VRR support, near-instant response time, and low input lag. It also has wide viewing angles if you want to watch the big game in a wide seating arrangement. Unfortunately, it has the risk of permanent burn-in, so it's not ideal to use as a PC monitor because of the static elements of most user interfaces. Coming in at number 4 of my list. Sony A8H Bravia OLED 65-inch TV. The Sony A8H OLED is an excellent TV that delivers incredible picture quality and manages to improve upon its predecessor, the Sony A8G OLED. Its OLED panel can turn off pixels individually to produce perfect blacks with an infinite contrast ratio, which is ideal for watching movies in a dark room. It has exceptional reflection handling and gets decently bright, so it's suitable for moderately lit rooms as well. Its viewing angles are excellent, so you don't have to worry about losing image accuracy when watching from an angle. It also has a near-instantaneous response time and a low input lag. That said, the lack of variable refresh rate technology may disappoint more serious gamers. Like all OLEDs, it has a risk of permanent burn-in, although it shouldn't be an issue for people who watch a variety of content. Its Android TV platform is easy to use and runs smoothly, and there are countless apps for all your needs available at the press of a button in the Google Play Store. The Sony A8H comes with Sony's two-way position stand, which has 2 height settings. The higher setting provides enough room for most soundbars, so the lower portion of the screen doesn't get obstructed. The stand comes in 4 pieces, 2 feet and 2 brackets. The brackets and the feet can be set in different configurations to achieve the desired height. The Sony A8H is an excellent TV for most uses. Its picture quality is amazing thanks to an infinite contrast ratio and near-instantaneous response time. It upscales lower resolution content well, which is great for watching cable TV or sports. HDR content looks excellent thanks to its wide color gamut and decent peak brightness. Unfortunately, although its input lag is great, it doesn't support advanced gaming features like VRR. Also, like all OLED TVs, there's a risk of permanent burn-in. At number 3. TCL 40S 325 40-inch. The TCL 3 Series S325 is an entry-level 1080p LED TV with mediocre picture quality. It has a very good contrast ratio, but lacks a local dimming feature to deliver a great darkroom performance. It can't get very bright to fight glare and is more suitable for a dim or an average lit room where blacks will also look better. The TV doesn't support HDR, but on the upside, its SDR image accuracy is excellent. The gray uniformity is mediocre, and some dirty screen effect is evident. Motion handling is decent, and the input lag is very low for the highest supported resolution of 1080p at 60 Hz. The TV's Roku Smart interface is the same as higher-end models, but it's not as smooth. The TCL3 Series S325 is a budget VI panel TV. It sits below the TCL4 Series S425, and it is the replacement of 2017's TCL Series S305. The S325's main competitor is the entry-level Samsung N5300, as most of the other budget models from other manufacturers are quite different TVs. The back of the TV has two distinct parts. The top part, which is made of metal, and the lower part, which houses most of the electronics and is made of plastic. There is no provision for any cable management. The back resembles the S425 a lot. The TCL3 series is a mediocre TV for mixed usage. It can't deliver a great darkroom performance, so watching movies is disappointing. It's more suited for watching sports or TV shows in an average lit room where it can handle reflections well. The S325 is a good TV for casual gaming, but more serious gamers will find its features limiting. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Coming at number 2, Sony X950H 49-inch. The Sony X950H is a great 4K TV that delivers a stunning HDR experience with its high peak brightness and impressive color gamut. It has a full-array local dimming feature to enhance its already great contrast ratio further, making it a very good choice for darkroom viewing. Like its predecessor, the Sony X950G, it has excellent color accuracy out of the box, so you may not need to calibrate it to get the best viewing experience. The Sony X950H is Sony's 2020 flagship 4K OLED TV and the replacement of 2019's Sony X950G. It sits right below Sony's Masters series, which includes their OLEDs and the 8K Sony Z8H, and its main competitors are the Samsung Q80 Q80T QLED and the Vizio P series Quantum X 2020. The Sony X950H has a simple, yet outstanding design, with thin bezels and minimal branding. Although the feet look thin, they're fully metal, and they support the TV well. We have them set as wide as possible, but they can be moved inwards to accommodate smaller tables. The Sony X950H is great for most uses. It's well suited for any type of lighting conditions, as it has a great contrast ratio that allows it to produce deep blacks, and its excellent peak brightness can easily overcome glare. It delivers a great HDR experience and upscales lower resolution content from cable TV well. It has a fast response time and low input lag, but there are no advanced gaming features like VRR. It can display Chroma 444 and is immune to permanent burn-in, making it a very good choice for use as a PC monitor. And number 1. Samsung Q80T 75-inch. The Samsung Q80T QLED TV is the new jumping-on point if you want the cheapest full-array backlight QLED TV in the Samsung TV 2020 range. Strategically positioned just below the Q90T, with which it shares a number of advanced features, and above the edge-lit Q70T, the Q80T is the very definition of middle ground, but its performance is far from middling. And for its $1,799 price tag, you'd certainly hope so. We tested the QE65 Q80T size, though it's also available in 49-inch, 55-inch, 75-inch and 85-inch models, and found it had bright peaky HDR, beautiful definition and wide colors. Make no mistake. The Samsung Q80T QLED TV looks every bit as pretty as you'd hope, while packing some surprises to boot. Rounding things out are two USB ports, digital optical audio out, Ethernet to support Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and a common interface slot for all those territories which require one. You almost certainly won't need everything on offer, but it's nice to have them in reserve. Samsung's premium-priced mid-range QLED barely puts a pedestal wrong, offering vibrant HDR, a forward-facing feature set and HD upscaling to die for. For more information and price, Check out the product links in description underneath the video. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel, share this video and hit the like button.